Says we're going live. It says all right. It says we are live. Hello and welcome to Roundtable with the Stream Team. And this is where we talk to amazing content creators and their journeys and where they have become today. We would like to welcome to the roundtable MadQueen88. How are you doing?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing great. I'm happy that you were able to join us.
I'm excited to be here.
Great. Happy to ask you a bunch of questions and see, what you kind of experience and things are going on. We have the full crew today. We have, which is amazing because it's been so long. We have old school style. How are you?
I am just peachy. Thank you.
Good. We have El Boogie.
I have to tell you, you sound super monotone.
Oh, thanks. I am trying my hardest right now to push through this.
Yeah.
And we have MJ today. We also got MJ sitting around. How are you doing, bud?
What's poppin'? I'm doing good.
That is your phrase. What's poppin'? You're gonna have to trademark that bad boy. And,
you already know.
Oh, definitely. And we have myself, Snallow. I'm here. I'm very sick, but I'm here for everybody. So we're gonna end up asking MadQueen now. So why did you end up wanting to become a content creator?
Man, that's a rabbit hole right there because I've been wanting to create content probably for 6 years or more, and I, for the most part, have been just on kind of different avenues. Like I started with the hair channel on YouTube, and I would do things with my hair and post that stuff. And then at one point, I was doing makeup, and then that kind of transitioned into, oh my gosh, I love this show. Let me start making videos about this show. So I stuck with like doing review content for shows for a little bit. And then I was like, wait, there's this thing that I do literally every day, and I see people do it on YouTube as well. Let me start doing video game content. So then I pulled that in and I started getting all the equipment to create video game content, whether that be reviews or actual gameplay. And then I transitioned into live streaming, which to me is a completely different animal. It's a little bit more intense. It's on the fly, and can be a little bit cringe if you ever go back and watch yourself. But basically,
That's why I don't do that.
Right. Don't ever go back. Don't ever go back and watch yourself. You'll just disappoint yourself.
What's in the past is in the past.
It's in the past. But I think for me, what made me want to be a content creator is something that could help me escape, not necessarily escape, but something different to do that's outside of work, outside of home life, outside of everything that belongs to multiple people, whereas this belongs to myself. Is something that I do for me, and it makes me happy. So that's why I decided to create content. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. that's actually pretty cool. I think Pete's probably indisposed at this point. So
just a little.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So how long have you been doing this format? Like is like how I understand, like you went from the hair thing to the gaming thing, but like how long have you been focused on gaming? Like what's that one thing that you were like, this is why I got to do it?
I say I've been doing video game content for 3 years, and the reason why I have to do it is because video games is something that has been a part of my life for a really long time, since I was a kid. And the person that introduced that to me was my dad. And we still game together to this day. He's been on a few of my streams on Twitch. Like, it's definitely something that keeps me and him together as a family. Outside of that, he's really cool. Like, we're cool like that. But that's just something special between me and him. And in a sense, it kind of, whenever I play a new game, or if I'm doing really well on a game, I'm like, oh, I bet this will make him proud. So it's kind of like a little bit of sentimental value there. And it's something that I like to transition and pass down to like my kid. I let my daughter watch me play games, or I'll play Roblox with her. So it's definitely like a family bonding type thing for me as well.
Did you get your gaming experiences and stuff like that from him?
Yes. I used to watch him play Doom on his old school Macintosh, and he bought me my first console, which was Sega Genesis. And even after that, like he got me into City of Heroes. He was like a big City of Heroes buff, like loved that game. He would play it for hours and hours, so he got me into that. That was really my first MMO. So yeah, I still like, even though he's an old school PC gamer, he hasn't really moved on outside of that kind of thing. I still like to introduce him to things. Like he watches me play a game or watches me stream. I feel like we're still, sharing that connection.
Now, what was the one game that, like, I know you said you watched him play Doom. Like, what's the one game that you two really bonded over? Like, what was that one thing?
It's probably City of Heroes. That's the first game that we were able to play together. And still to this day, like if we play it today, he'll like show me something new, or you can go do this. It always kind of turns into like a lecture. Like, oh my gosh, here we go. Now he's like, go over here and do this, and now this is what you do. Now I'm gonna come back and let you create this level. I'm gonna go switch my character and come back. And I'm just like, okay, now it's turned into this whole lesson that I need to learn, like this valuable lesson that he needs to put on me now. But it's still really fun. But yeah, I would definitely say that that's what brought us together. And then there's times when I try to bring him into my world. Like I play a lot of zombie survival games. That's typically what I enjoy playing the most. And I tried to bring him in on 7 Days to Die. And I'm like, no, Dad, you have to go this way. So I'm like, yes, my turn to give you the lecture. No, this is how you craft frames. This is what you build. No, don't do that. And it felt great. I loved being the boss. And we played that one time.
So it's a family thing, not a competition thing.
No. We don't get competitive. Everything that we've attempted to play together has been some sort of co-op. Yeah, never any competitive stuff. In fact, the only competitiveness I've seen in him in regards to gaming is when he plays this really weird game on Facebook called what is that thing called? Shadows of something. And it's basically like Clash of Clans. And so he's always like, yeah, I'm about to go raid these people. Like he gets really dark with it. I'm like, okay, it's digital. You're not really going to kill anybody right now. You gotta relax. But yeah, so not really anything competitive. It's usually co-op whenever we're bonding over games.
That's cool. So let me ask you this: like, how did you start out? Like, where was your gear at, and where are you at now? Like, what were the steps you took to get? Because I was watching you stream the other night, and it's a great stream. Quality's there, everything's there.
Yes, it's been a long road. It started off with me and just like this really, really cheap laptop that I got from Costco. I couldn't even tell you the specs. I just know like the processor is like non-existent now. You probably could never find it. It probably couldn't even play a VHS tape. It's just like that type of processor. It was really just a weak laptop.
Yeah.
And pretty much started off just like recording reactions to video game trailers or video game like jump scares if it's a scary game or something like that. I started off doing that, and then I would do reviews for games that I actually played. I think my very first gameplay was of Titanfall, and I did it directly to Twitch from my Xbox, and then pulled it down, edited it, and threw it back up on YouTube. And so that's where it started at, just using my laptop to edit, and not really touching on the live stream aspect of it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I ended up getting my Elgato. I actually built my first PC, which is the content for that is actually on my YouTube too. I was very excited to do that.
Cool.
And put it on YouTube. So I built that, got my Elgato, and that's when I was able to start live streaming, but I still was not that comfortable with live streaming and like needing to engage with people through a screen where they can see me but I can't see them, and just kind of engaging with text. I still wasn't ready for that in a sense, so I spent a lot of time just recording videos. and editing them. And that's where I was for a little bit, for the better part of a year. And then I started delving into live streaming, first on YouTube. Live streaming on YouTube was actually pretty good. But it's like I was the only person over there. So then slowly but surely I transitioned my way over to Twitch, and that's where I've been at. As far as equipment, I haven't done much more to my PC outside of upgrading my processor once, and adding more RAM and adding a heatsink. But yeah, outside of that, my setup has for the most part been the same, just making little tweaks here and there, getting a better desk, getting an additional monitor, getting a better mic, and yeah, just slowly adding on to it. It's a pretty expensive hobby.
Yeah, that it is. That it is.
Have you ever thought about switching to Mixer?
No. And not because I don't think Mixer isn't doing its thing. I think definitely they're showing that they have the ability to pull some great content creators, and their platform looks good. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel for me that I just did a move from YouTube. It wasn't that long ago that I just moved from YouTube, and you know, I don't want to end up in a place where I'm just abandoning something I've been working on to move to the next best thing. Not saying that I would never move, but I would definitely like to get my bearings and really figure out where my footing is in streaming in general, and then try to make another move after that.
As we all say, if Microsoft came and gave you a bag of money, would you move?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yup, not even a question. Absolutely, because right now no one's paying me for this shit. So.
Exactly.
Now you did kind of touch on something I think we all struggled with at first, and I'm kind of curious how you got over it, which was the fear of going live, the talking to nobody essentially for a little bit. How did you get through that?
I think I still struggle with it. Like if I don't see anybody saying anything for a while, I like get like this weird cringe feeling every time I look over at the webcam or look over at like the chat. I think for me, how I got over it and just like able to push through it is to ignore it. Just kind of
Same here.
and just pretend like I'm playing for myself, which at the end of the day, I think we all are. It's not like we're playing so that people can watch. Is that we enjoy playing this and we would enjoy sharing it with people. I think that's the most important thing. So I try to always remind myself that this is something I like to do for fun, and I don't want to put any stipulations on myself like, oh my gosh, nobody's watching, I'm never going to play, I'm never going to stream again. So I try to always keep that in my mind, is, you know, this is for me at the end of the day, and if people want to come through and share it with me, that makes it better, but it's not going to break the situation for me.
Cool. I'm going to touch on the one of my favorite things that you hit there. So you're a huge zombie game person, huh?
Yeah, but there's a difference. Let me stop you right there.
All right, so talk to me. Explain to me the difference.
There's a difference between zombie horror games and zombie survival games. Okay, I lean more to the zombie survival side because it's less horror and more intense situations. A lot of them have to deal with like crafting or building, base management and stuff like that. So when I say those, I'm thinking like the stuff.
State of Decay.
State of Decay, obviously.
I love State of Decay. It's good.
It's my absolute favorite game. The first one's my favorite. State of Decay 2 is good. Some things changed that kind of took the I guess attachment to the to the community people out of it for me, but it's still a good game. And of course I love to follow Undead Labs, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
After you tell him that, you're gonna have to talk about your relationship with him.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So yeah, I've been following Undead Labs and State of Decay since the first one dropped. I think it was like 2013, 2014 or something like that. A friend of mine, random friend of mine from like elementary school, hits me up on Facebook. I don't talk to this person, right? but he's like, hey, you might really like this one game, and then disappears into the universe. He's not even on my Facebook anymore. I have no idea where the person went. And so it's like an angel came down and was like, here's State of Decay, and flew away. And so I was hooked after that. Like, definitely one of my favorite zombie survival games. And so I spent a lot of time on my YouTube channel, either streaming or creating videos for that. And I think that's where a lot of my fan base came from, or not fan base, but people that enjoy watching me, people came from, is me playing State of Decay. And I think that's what a lot of people know me for playing because I spent so much time on it. And you can tell when I play it that I just really, really enjoy it. So after a while, I think just creating enough content, the devs from Undead Labs came through, and they'll hit me up every once in a while. They'll send me like a little care package of stuff. And, you know, are they open to all types of, you know, suggestions and stuff like that. And they really try to do right by the State of Decay community. So they're really cool.
What did you think about World War Z?
It was fun. It gave me Left 4 Dead vibes with a little bit of like, not RPG, but, you know, basically able to level certain things. You're able to level your weapons. You're able to level your class. So it gave a little bit more replayability than Left 4 Dead. But what's strange is that Left 4 Dead to me is still more replayable than World War Z. Like, I haven't really gone back and played World War Z. And once I finished all of the chapters on hard, but I can just go back and just play Left 4 Dead on any difficulty, and it's just the funniest thing to play, especially with people that you know. So I don't know, World War Z, it was cool. I wouldn't say it's like one of my favorite zombie survival games.
They need to make Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah, tell them, but Valve doesn't do that, and we know.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't.
They just do what they want.
But yeah, so back to the difference between zombie survival games, zombie horror games. Zombie survival, 7 Days to Die, State of Decay 2. And then we have zombie horror games, which are your Resident Evils. I don't know, I guess you can say, what's that guy? What's that? I can't think of it.
Walking Dead?
No, not Walking Dead. I can't think of the guy, but he's after like his daughter or something like that. It's like really.
Last of Us.
Not the Last of Us. Yeah, the Last of Us. Yeah, that's a zombie horror one too. Yeah, that one too. And then The Evil Within. Those are more like, those are more zombie horror games, and I don't really do those. But I surprised myself by beating Resident Evil 2 this month. So I'm super happy about that. You guys just don't understand how difficult playing games like that is for me.
Well, do not play Outlast. That would just
no,
trip you out.
Yeah.
No.
I can't. I've seen it, and I don't even know what I was doing. I did attempt to play The Evil Within. I don't know what I was doing.
I love that game.
Yeah, I don't play none of that crap either. Like, oh my god, no.
It's too much. Like, I was sweating. Like, I had to like. I know we're only 30 minutes in, but we need to do something else. I can't. This is enough. It's terrible. Why do people like Resident Evil?
You know what? I think that people that have a little anxiety don't like those games because it's like take your anxiety and just like send it to the roof.
Yes,
the entire time.
My heart is pounding and my palms are sweating before I even press start on the intro screen. It's a problem. No, this is not what we're doing today. Sorry, we gotta go. Something else.
Yeah, but think of the entertainment value on the stream for that.
I never even finished. What was the one that Microsoft just acquired with the girl who hears the voices?
Blair Witch.
Oh, Hellblade?
Hellblade.
It's scary. I don't know.
It's creepy. Like the voices were creeping me out. And
The voices are creepy. I'll agree with you on
It
that.
was like annoying me. Like I felt like I could only play it with one headphone off. I can't have both of them on. And they're like all of them, all 5 of them chicks, whoever, how many it was, but just chitter and chatter. And I'm like, I'm taking one headphone off. See, this is what we got to do. But yeah, Whole Plate was cool too. I liked it.
Did you play Blair Witch?
Yeah, I haven't played on stream, and I probably only got like, I don't know, an hour in. But to me, that wasn't scary either. It reminded me, and it was funny, is because when I went to the E3 presentation and they showed it on the screen, they showed the trailer. I was like, "Oh, is this Alan Wake?"
Yeah.
Because of the flashlight, and then I was like, "Okay, Blair Witch." But when I played it, I was like, "Man, this is Alan Wake. They should have just made this Alan Wake too."
So did you play Control?
No, I didn't play.
Because that gets a little freaky too.
It's scary or weird looking.
Yeah.
No, I haven't played that. I heard people liked it though.
Yeah, it's cool. I haven't been able to complete it because shit just keeps coming out. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's that
what's
time of
funny-
year.
Yeah, this is the time of year.
Yeah, so maybe by next June I'll be able to get to it.
What's funny about the genre of games that I like to play is that not all the time they're family appropriate or even children appropriate. My daughter is 5 years old. But when I beat Resident Evil 2, I had to let her watch me beat up Mr. X. It's something that I think I wanted her to know that mommy could do. And now, like, if I don't know, she'll just play, "Mommy, pretend to be Mr. X," and I'll like stomp through the living room, and she just takes off running. It's the most funny thing.
That's amazing.
But it's cool you gotta like, especially when your kids are young, you obviously don't want them to have like weird nightmares and stuff like that. But it's good if you can isolate pockets of good stuff like that to share with them, so they're like, "Oh yeah, if mommy can do it or if dad could do it, I could kick ass too." Yeah, so it's fun.
So now, how do you feel? And this you kind of triggered something for me. How do you feel about her getting into streaming? Like, what do you think would be age appropriate for her if she's not already out there doing it already? As knowing what's out there on the internet.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and it's funny you asked that because she likes to play games. Like she has a Switch, she'll play Kirby or she'll play she has Just Dance on there. She'll play Just Dance or whatever. I don't know that video games are really super her thing. She obviously enjoys watching me do it or playing with me because, you know, that's something that we can do together. But I think her thing is more of those like toy review things because she loves watching those. And then she actually took my phone one day and she was like, "I'm gonna watch YouTube." So I gave it to her, but then I get it back from her and she's recorded like a 10-part series of her playing with her dolls on my phone. And it's the funniest thing because she's like, "Hi guys, welcome to my show. Make sure to put your something in the comments." I'm like, "You can't even read yet. What are you talking about comments? You don't know anything about comments." But it's funny that this is a whole new idea of a career, especially for younger kids. They actually had career day last Friday. Do you know how many YouTubers we saw? They had a sign of what they were, and it said YouTuber for like, I would say like 25% of the kids there. And some of them had video game headsets on to show like what type of YouTuber and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's what kids want to do. It's what they see. It's a huge part of their entertainment. And they really look up to these content creators and these streamers that they enjoy. So I think for her, to get back to your question, you know, what is age appropriate to be either a streamer or a content creator? I would definitely like her to be old enough to understand danger, especially if she's live streaming. And understanding danger on the internet can be a little bit difficult, especially for children. They don't really understand that person that's behind that might not actually be that person that you think they are. And grown-ups kind of get caught up like that. So it would definitely have to be a lot of discussions of what is safe and what isn't. And also kind of preparing her just to kind of take things even further, prepare her for the fact that she is a Black girl, and there's a lot of stuff that comes with that, a lot of negative things that can happen for being a woman of color on stream or as a content creator. So yeah, I would definitely, just want to prepare her at whatever age she decides to kind of take on that type of hobby. It's a difficult question. I don't even think I answered it. Sorry.
No, that's it. It is a difficult question, and I think it's just based on however you parent. So I think
Right.
I thought you answered it great. So let's get back to you. What do you like streaming? Like I was like I said, I was watching the other night. So like, what games do you really connect with when you're out there streaming?
It's usually a zombie survival type game, just because zombie movies, just zombie genre, anything has always been something that's interested me well before I started streaming. Um, but outside of that, it's really games that have really good like fleshed out characters, or something that I can kind of attach myself to and just find humor in it. So one thing that my streams, the people that come through to my streams really enjoy is if I play Final Fantasy, and the older Final Fantasies, like I'm playing Final Fantasy 7, where there's no verbal dialogue and I have to read everything. So I kind of come up with like these voices for different people, and I'll ad lib a little bit, and we just have a really good time doing that. It's hilarious. So that's always fun, kind of just getting into a character. And even if I'm playing something like the Outer Worlds, I'm a person that doesn't, there's no verbal back and forth from me to the other person, so I can kind of come up with the way my character sounds, and even ad lib a little bit just to kind of make it a little funny. So yeah, things like that, like I can make it a fun and entertaining time for the people that are watching, are games that I typically gravitate to.
Cool. When I was watching it, the Outer World stream, you do a lot of shout outs. Like, how have you built a pretty good community around you with other streamers and what have you? Like, how have you grown your channel?
Oh, I can't even say that I've done anything consciously to grow my channel. I just kind of just happened, I guess out of luck, to just run into some really, really, really cool people, um, and people that I want the people that are in my channel to go check out, because various reasons, whether I know them on Twitter and they always have something funny to say and we engage there, or if I've met them in person, say at E3, or if I've just known them, for a long time. And a lot of times it'll be people who um, started out as viewers of my content, and then they decide they now want to try to stream. And I really want to encourage that. If somebody came to my channel and saw something in my content that said, "Hey, I really want to do this. Try this for myself." I want to foster that. I want to help. And make sure that they kind of have a leg up, and they're able to be successful. Not even saying that I'm all that successful, but it definitely depends on what you're looking for as far as success. I wouldn't say I have a huge following, but I think the people that do come through are really interesting, and people that are special to me. So yeah, so that's why I do a lot of shout outs. I want to make sure everybody sees them.
Yeah, and I definitely checked out a few of them as well. It's just funny because I'm looking at your chat, and you seem to be a pretty good inspiration for most folks, and I don't know how you feel about that. That's a pretty big mantle to carry.
I don't even see it. I don't see it as an inspiration, or maybe I just don't notice it. But when I'm engaging with these folks, it's really crazy to me how a lot of these people, I've never even heard their voice, but I know their personalities just through chat. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is so weird,
Yeah.
but it's a good thing. Um, so it's like I have all these different friends that are pen pals in a sense, but I know their personalities, I know their humor, Um, and it's just really cool being able to bring all these people together. And what's even weird is that's one thing that I do like about, the raid ability on Twitch or host is because it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like singularity. It's like that one theory that everyone knows everyone through three people. And I feel like that's how the streaming community is. Like someone might raid you and they're like, "Oh, I've never seen you before, but I know this person," or they meet someone that they know in chat, and then you raid somebody else and they're like, "Oh yeah, this person." And it's like now all of a sudden everybody knows each other. It's kind of like that, and I feel like it's funny. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic.
No,
But
it is. No, go ahead.
yeah, it's weird but enjoyable. That's all I was gonna say.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot here. So, what are your top 5 games? I'm stealing a Cognito line here if he's listening.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
hard. Top 5.
and it can be all time. Doesn't have to be just now.
Okay. Top 5. I have to say, Telltale's The Walking Dead season 1. I'll have to say State of Decay.
Of course.
Final Fantasy 7 and Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I love that game.
What is that for? I have
That's
one
for
more.
one more.
Everybody says that damn title different too.
What is it? VOOT or
It's true.
I like Ocarina. I've heard it so many different ways. Like it's
that
not
word,
even
yeah.
funny.
Ocarina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. OOT. And Sonic Adventures 2.
Fair enough. I'm a big fan of the Zelda series, so I can appreciate that one.
Oh yeah. I love it.
MJL, you got any questions?
So did you start out with the Elgato, like internal, or did you do the external?
I have the external one and I have the exact same one. I never upgraded it. It was an HD 60. Yeah. It's chilling. I've had no issues with it.
So I have the HD60S, but I see that they've now come out with the HD60S Plus. Right? So that one's going to allow you to broadcast 4K through a portable, so you don't have to put it in your computer, because a lot of people don't like having to put the one in their computer because it takes up a slot.
So how much is it?
I don't remember. I don't think I looked at it.
But just like 220.
I'll find it.
But just like 220.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll find it.
So, how did your family feel when you said that you're gonna like start doing all the YouTube work and all the streaming stuff? How did that like kind of affect you and them?
I don't think I really told anybody. It's kind of just something I started doing, and then I'll randomly like share a link on Facebook, and we all know Facebook is for family. F is for family, and so then they're like, "Oh, that's what you do." And I think there's even like people recently. I think I shared something on my wrong Instagram by accident. I meant to put it on my gaming Instagram, and my friend was like, "Oh my gosh, you do that? That's so cool!" And it's somebody like doesn't play games, but they're just like, "Oh wow, you do that? That's cool. I've heard of that either through like, nephews or nieces that do it or whatever." When I was doing it and my mom knew, she's like, "What's that?" She's like, "I know you always like to play games." That was like a no-brainer, but I don't think she really understand it, like what is streaming or what the content creation is. A lot of people can't even grasp, like, why would someone watch you play the game when they can play the game? You know what I mean? I think a lot of people don't even grasp that concept, that people like really enjoy watching other people play games. But for me, it's just really reminiscent of getting together with either your cousins or your brothers and sisters, whatever, and sitting down and needing to pass the controller or take turns playing the game. And so sometimes you'll just really enjoy. Like for me, I was never able to play Resident Evil and stuff like that. So I watched my friend's older brother play Resident Evil because I was too scared. And so to me, streaming is kind of like people that enjoy um, being a consumer of streaming. I think they kind of get that vibe from it. Um, Outside of that, to answer your question, like my dad knew that I was streaming. He thought it was pretty cool. Like I didn't get any negative association with it, which is good.
It's real good. I know that you said that you played City of Heroes a lot. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's actually servers out now that people have actually made videos for, so that you can actually play it again.
Yeah. Me and my
Yeah.
dad, we were playing it this past weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we as soon as actually a friend of another streamer friend of mine, Fighter9, actually put me on, and I was like, "Word! Oh my gosh, I have to tell my dad, but I have to call the hospital first because he might kill over if I tell him this." He was excited, like
Yeah.
he was calling me every day trying to get me to help him set it up because it wasn't working at first. I was like, "I got you, Dad. Don't worry, you're gonna be playing in no time."
Yeah.
So yeah, he was really excited, and it's funny because when they shut it down because of that whole was it DC Universe or
Yeah,
whatever
DC
the game,
Universe Online.
they had an issue with it or whatever. When they shut it down, he said he was online like when they were getting ready to count down for the complete shutdown, and people were like all in like the lobby area or in the by Lady Liberty.
Yeah, by Lady Liberty. Yep.
They were like saying goodbye, and like he was like it was so sad.
Yeah.
And then he took the disc and he hung it up on his wall. That's how into City of Heroes he is. So he was super excited once he heard that it was back.
Yeah, I played it during launch also, and I loved the game. It was really good and a very cool concept, and I actually preferred it more than I did DC Universe Online. So it was kind of. I think the whole thing with DC Universe Online is it just engulfed the whole entire populace of City of Heroes, because people, they want to be superheroes and they want to do that fun stuff, but unfortunately that's what they're going to come down to, is they're going to go towards DC because of the name DC, which is kind of horrible.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was they were more upset that you in City of Heroes you can literally make any superhero you can put your mind to. And so of course people were running around making Iron Man, making Superman, making Batman. People were running around making these different characters, and they had an issue with it. They're like, no, you can't use our character.
Yeah, they weren't getting their royalties.
Right, there you go. Even though it wasn't City of Heroes' fault, it wasn't the creators' fault that the customers were making these characters, but there was just so many options that you were able to create these characters. So I don't know. I'm glad they're back though.
Yeah, I am too. Big fan. So when are you going to E3 next year?
I plan to.
Yeah, so I assume you're excited about all the announcements and things like that.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun surrounding that, the announcements, and then also just the atmosphere of it, and being able to run into plenty of people that are also interested in the same thing as you. Sometimes you end up making friends in those very, very long lines. And it's just a good experience overall. So I'll definitely be ready to go. Hopefully PlayStation will be there this time.
Yeah.
Is E3 the only convention you go to?
It's the only one that I've actively planned to go to myself. But I've been to like WonderCon, and this really small convention called Tech Lamert here in Los Angeles. But those were just because I got free tickets to them. So that's really the only reason
Yeah.
I those. But I would like to try to go to maybe PAX West one day. I think that's in Seattle, or PAX South in Texas. But it all depends. So yeah, so right now, the one that I plan for the most is E3.
Yep, I feel that.
So was there any like challenges that you kind of encountered when you first started streaming?
Yeah, and it's an ongoing challenge for me, and that's a schedule. And
yeah.
trying not to fall off of the streamer map. There's
Yeah.
times where I'll just
Mhm.
go like 2 weeks without streaming or doing anything, either just from fatigue or sometimes you just don't feel like it, and that's just being honest. And even though it's something that you love to do, you can tire yourself out from something that you love to do.
I feel like that.
Thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
people act like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to say that. Like,
Yeah, no,
like
no,
sometimes you just don't feel like being bothered
Yeah.
with anyone. So
The thing that
right.
the thing that kind of
It's-
aggravates me the most is that people think like you have to be on. It's and
Mhm.
then they get mad at you for not streaming. And it's like, dude, you serious? I need a day to chill. So
Yeah,
stop it.
yeah, absolutely. Like it, and a lot of times I think that might just come from folks that don't understand the type of energy and time that goes into it, because it's not just hopping on the stream. It's promoting stream. It's create if you create your own channel art, it's creating channel art for stream. It's setting your schedule. It's coming up with games that you want to do for the future. If you're the type of streamer that does giveaways, it's about planning giveaways, and then you have to also have the energy to engage live on stream. So it's almost like being a actor, and not saying that when you're on stream you're acting, but just because it requires a lot of emotional energy to engage with people live. You're giving a lot of yourself
Mhm.
there, but you're also being your own manager. Like if we're looking at this as being an actor, you're being your manager, you're being your PR agent, you're being your marketer, you're being all of these things at once. And then on top of that, you have like a real job and a real family and other stuff
Right.
going on.
Right.
Uh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what actually I've read an article that said that people that are growing up to be like streamers and they've ended up like being content creators, they're almost like the best like all round people, like jack of all trades, because you literally have to be a PR person, an HR person. You have to be able to be really good at paperwork. You need to be great at communication. You need to be able to that all these different types of you know different jobs in one area.
Don't forget, you got to be the talent too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You literally have to be everything. And it's really interesting that it does that.
yeah, exactly. Which to me I really like, because it helps me stay in touch with my creative side. I do draw my own emotes. I do create my own channel art. Um, and it's just something that kind of keeps me in touch with hobbies that I've enjoyed um, throughout my whole life: video games, art, tech stuff. It just kind of it's all in one for me, and so it's definitely something that I enjoy doing. But like I said, you get burned out sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah,
you either just want to. Sometimes you just want to game by yourself,
yeah,
and and like today I've been playing the Outer Worlds all day. Just
oh, isn't it so good?
it took a second for me, Boogie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it did take like for me to like get into the game. Then I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I know this. This is Fallout. I know what's
Right.
happening.
It takes
Story's
time to
coming.
rev up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. It takes time to rev up, and I had to remind myself of that too. So, yeah, for me, I felt like it took like at least 5 hours, and then boom, it opened up. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at now. But yeah, sometimes you just want that time to either game by yourself, or sometimes you don't even want to touch your keyboard controller. Sometimes you just want to binge Netflix and not have to worry about it.
Right.
But yeah. So luckily for me, I have the community that I do have, if you want to call it a community, is really accepting of either my tardiness, or sometimes I just don't show up at all. But I do try to engage and let them know this ahead of time in Discord or on Twitter. Um, and it's been received very well by them. Luckily, I'm very lucky. Very lucky.
Do you feel that like most of the people that have come to your Twitch channel have kind of migrated from your YouTube page?
Some of them have. It's not all of them though. Like there's some people that I really miss, and like we had great times on YouTube, but they're just like I just don't do Twitch. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so sometimes, I do try. I have been trying to keep my YouTube afloat, and every once in a while, I'll post a video there or some gameplay there. But that little middle ground where I was at when I was slowly transitioning over to Twitch, but I was still balancing my YouTube channel. I think that was the most stressful time being a content creator for me, because it's like I'm trying to be live here and then I have this video to edit for YouTube, and trying to balance that schedule on top of regular life stuff it was really hard and stressful, because you put a lot on yourself because you're like, oh man, I have to get this. Have you ever been just sitting down like eating dinner or doing something, you're just thinking about, oh man, I'm supposed to stream tonight, oh man, I have to edit this video, and you're just like, sometimes it's like to the point where you're almost dreading it, just because you're so burnt out. But yeah, other than that, it's good.
Yeah, the struggle is definitely real when it comes to balancing that. So how do you balance your home versus your streaming? Like I know you said you were trying to get on a schedule. Like, how do you balance it right now? Is it like the home, if there's something going on at the home, that's the priority, or do you still have to, like, I got to get this stream in?
I try my best to say I have to get this stream in, but stream is unfortunately always the last thing that needs to be done for the day. So kiddo, her homework, her dinner, her bath, hubby, his food, all that stuff comes first, and then I'll hop on and stream late night. So I'm, for the most part, the late night streamer. Everyone says, oh yeah, we try to catch you. You're one of my favorite late night streamers. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know they were like categorizing people as daytime streamers or late night streamers. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I know where I fall.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I would say at least 75% of my community are East Coasters. I have no idea how they're doing it. They're up to like 3:00 in the morning messing around with me, and I'm like, how? What are you doing? Because I would be knocked out. You're crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm out to support that, and I think that's amazing. I can't believe it sometimes, but they do. They show up, whether it's 12 midnight or 3 a.m. They come out. So yeah, typically my stream will start my schedule. I try to aim it towards the end of the week, like a Wednesday through a Saturday or a Friday through Sunday type deal. And it always starts in between 9:30 and 10:30. So that's a huge window. Give myself a real hour window to figure out when I'm going to do it or not.
Do you feel that because like you're kind of forcing yourself to your schedule, it's helping you, or is it just kind of like it is what it is?
I think for myself to do the schedule is better than kind of having it up in the air, because when I used to just say I have no schedule, I just stream when I can, and that to me made it more difficult and more stressful, because that has me every day where I'm like, oh, I think I should stream tonight. Oh, I think I should stream tonight. And that was making it worse. Whereas opposed to, I know I'm going to be here Wednesday through Saturday. If I don't make it one of the days, that's fine. But I know these are the days that I'm doing this, and it kind of gives me the motivation to say, let me go on. These are the days that I said I would be here. I need to try to hold myself to that, and be accountable for it. So,
How many hours do you stream per week usually?
I try per week. I try to do, like, I really try to stick to like 2 hours, 2 hours a night. So what is that? That's Wednesday, Thursday,
14?
Friday, Saturday, 8 hours. Yeah, I try to stick to 8 hours, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes I'll end up doing like a random 4 to 5 hour stream, and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like, no, I have work. What am I doing? But sometimes, you just get into it, and sometimes stream is going so good and it's so fun and you're just chatting it up. You don't even realize how late it is. you kind of like look up, or one of your chatters will do uptime, and you're like, oh snap, I've been doing this long. Oh boy. Yeah. So I don't time it. I don't say stream is from here to here. I just kind of, let it go however long it's feeling. And then some nights, there's been a night where I've done like a 30-minute or an hour stream. Just because like, hey, I wanted to get on and get a stream, but I'm super tired, so we're gonna cut it here. Which to me, I feel like is better than nothing, better than just not doing it at all.
Yeah, I gotta go back to something you said. What are you watching on Netflix right now?
We are in a series drought right now, I think. So no series really. I finished JoJo. That anime JoJo's Extraordinary or whatever it's called. That was good. I've watched Train to Busan. I've been focusing on a lot of the movies. Train to Busan was so good. Oh my gosh.
So you won't play horror games, but you'll watch Train to Busan.
Everything zombie. Love zombie movies.
Did you start watching Daybreak yet?
Yes.
Is that what that's about?
So Daybreak, I watched the first couple of episodes, and it is. Did you finish it yet?
No, I haven't. No spoilers,
I'm only
please.
no. I'm only 2 episodes in. I feel like it's so over the top. It's just crazy. Oh my god.
It gives off a lot of like early Zombieland comedy, like how it's just so weird. Like, how are these kids just here? And they have all these different sex. It's so funny.
The whole premise of the show is there's a nuclear war, but the nuclear war was like some type of chemical that turned all of the adults into ghouls, essentially, and all the kids survived. So all the kids are pretty much trying to survive without adults. It's really
like
weird.
Split zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see Zombieland 2?
I did.
How was it?
How was it?
It was all right.
I liked it.
It's Zombieland. The first one was it's like the first one was funny, and then Zombieland 2, they just like
I died laughing.
Yeah, we're gonna
copy and paste.
Yeah, copy paste zombies times 10. Yeah, not to spoil anything, but Boogie will probably know that when they were in the bar and it was duplicate, I was crying laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
see, so there was like, it was obviously Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
But it had some very hilarious moments. So I was happy with it.
I think this time around they really harped on like these characters are set in the characters that they are, and just like magnified their stereotype, like who these characters are. They kind of like magnified it. But yeah, it was good.
Did you see Joker yet?
Yeah.
I haven't.
What?
I'll watch it when it comes on video.
Yeah, I'm a type of person that'd rather watch like movies at home. Like me and my wife will like sit there and watch a movie, and we'll end up like pausing it like 3 or 4 times throughout the whole entire movie, just to like get a drink or go to the bathroom or something. So like us going to the movies is kind of difficult. I would say that the only movie I have to see in the movie theaters is Star Wars. Other than that, I really don't.
Did you get your tickets?
No, I didn't get my tickets because we still we haven't decided on a day yet. What do
you mean? There's no deciding on a day. You either go Thursday night or Friday.
I will, as I've said before.
Like, those are the only acceptable times to go.
I will probably be going December 25th, not 25th, the 26th, 27th, something like that.
December?
Christmas. Yeah.
Gotta stay away from the internet.
I don't care.
Like
I don't care
6 days in.
I don't care that much I don't care that much about, spoilers.
You said it's the only movie
that I watched in the theater. I watched in the theater. Yeah.
If it gets spoiled.
If it gets spoiled, it gets spoiled. It is what it is. It's more of
the other ones get spoiled.
The other ones did not get spoiled for me.
Oh.
But did you watch them as soon as they came out?
No, we've done the same thing every year.
Okay.
Every time.
Just checking.
Just to go back to Netflix, is anybody excited for the Witcher series?
Oh,
I
very much
am
so.
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited.
Too, I'm so excited. Henry looks good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like him as an actor.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I
so
don't
sad
either.
to choose him, but
Yes.
the way he's looking, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my faith in you this one time. Bro. Putting it all on you right now. Please don't let me down. But he looks good. I'm not like the trailers look awesome. I can't wait.
Dude, I read that
Yeah,
they're doing
because
that
I
one,
was skeptical as well, but he looks really good. So
Mhm.
be watching.
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
solid.
Excited.
Does he look good because of the wig or because it's him?
No, because him regular.
Or like not even that. I just think he looks. I didn't believe he could look like Geralt, at least video game Geralt, and he looks like video game Geralt to me. And so I'm like, okay.
But
Gary-
this is the pre-video game, Witcher's.
But it's still the
information.
same
Yeah.
guy, right?
It's the same
But
guy.
yeah,
yes.
it is the same guy. Yeah.
Essentially the same dude. He's just 500 years younger. When did the books take place?
I don't remember. I remember having a huge conversation with one of my buddies about it, but it's
Yeah.
basically before he decided to do his whatever he's doing now.
The drink thing.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't look past it because I just see Superman. That's what I see, and I'm like, I love him.
Mhm.
So it's like,
You liked him as Superman?
I did.
He's
All
such
right.
a dry Superman that I felt like Geralt's kind of dry. Maybe he can pull this off.
But I think that's how they wrote that movie, though. It was just kind of like I don't get why, even when Sony had Spider-Man, stop making the same Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
because
he has other stories to tell besides
Yeah, 'cause
Superman loves Lana Lang, you know?
Yeah,
I liked him in. I liked him in the Mission Impossible movie he just did with Tom Cruise. I thought he was a great
yeah.
character in that one.
Mhm.
Did you hear what they're doing? There's a possibility for the third Spider-Man movie.
Oh no, it's already
No.
done. They wrapped that up. There's
The-
going to be a third Spider-Man movie.
Right. They said that they're going to definitely do it, but they're thinking it's going to be a Spider-Man versus Venom. It's like, how many times do you do Spider-Man versus Venom?
I think that's
It's like,
what's the
come on.
name? I think that's a fan theory. I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, I heard they didn't want to intertwine Venom
Right.
in that series.
I hope not. Well, probably because it's a lot more darker.
That's because Venom is not Disney. You know, they haven't molded his character, so they probably don't want to fuck with him.
Probably.
Probably.
But I was going to tell you that on Netflix that you got to watch The Chef Show.
That is so good.
Yes,
I
and
salivate.
explained. Yes, The Chef Show is the business, and I know like most of these places in LA that they go to. And then Explained is really dope. And then Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner. And then if you want to watch something about super entitled crazy white people, watch Schitt's Creek. It's pretty funny.
The Chef Show.
Mm-hmm.
Did you the recipe they made for the French onion soup?
Mm-hmm.
How good did that French onion soup look?
I've made good French onion soup, but it's not something that I go to as I can't wait to have that. I don't know.
I'm not
Sorry.
I'm not that way either, but when I saw it, I was just like, I'm gonna eat all of that. Just give me it all. Just no cheese. No cheese.
I like when
just
they
everything
made the
else.
beignets.
Oh yes.
Those look bomb. And then they made some banh mi sandwich thing that looked really good too. So
I really love the interaction between the host and the what's it called? And
The chef.
Yeah.
too. John
Yeah.
Favreau. Yeah.
yeah. Well, John Favreau is not the chef.
No. I know he's not the chef.
Okay.
He's the other guy. I can't think
Yeah.
of the chef's name.
But he is he's a character.
Oh yeah.
Seeing him like this, you're just you're like a little sponge, dude. You know, his brain works in such a way that he could probably be around anything and absorb and do it, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's a director. He's an actor. He does it all. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Do not.
L, old school.
I am good.
I'm good.
You good? Okay. So, MadQueen, why don't you tell everyone where we can find you and what's going on and your schedule and all that fun stuff.
Sure. You guys can find me on Twitch, MadQueen88. You can also find me on Twitter, where I randomly tweet things. Also, 88. And I do have an Instagram, not very active, but you guys want to follow me over there, you can do that as well. And as far as my schedule, I typically am streaming live Wednesday through Saturday, starting between 9:30 and 10:30 Pacific. So you guys can catch me there. Shout out to the Conquest. I see y'all down there in the chat. Thank you guys for coming through to support. Love y'all.
Sounds good. I actually forgot to ask you the one question that I usually like to ask everybody, which is if you could live in a video game environment or world, what would it be?
I probably live in the world of Final Fantasy X-2.
10-2.
Yeah, so pretty. Everywhere you went, even 10. 10 was pretty
Yeah.
too.
That's actually my favorite one.
Yeah,
I like
10. Yeah. But yeah, since they're kind of intersected, I would assume they're the same world. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really like. That's one game. Those two games, 10 and 10-2, were kind of like my introduction to Final Fantasy, and I always just remember how really pretty it looked. I don't know what it looks like now if I were to go back, but I think for its time, looked really good.
You should go back.
So yeah.
Get it on Steam, play it. They did really good job with the remaster for it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll pick that up.
Yeah, I actually played through it with my wife, so I wanted her to experience it, and she liked it. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming. Greatly appreciate you coming. Elle, you want to tell everybody where you are, your plugs, if you will?
Yeah. So I'm on Twitter, lboogie0208, and I have the schedule up. It's the same as last week, and it's a pinned tweet, but it's Tuesday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., I think is what I put. And yeah, so catch me on Mixer, lboogie0208 everywhere.
Thank you. MJ?
You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, MJ is the boss.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
He's the Snapchat king. I'm just saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Old school?
You can catch me on Twitter under Old School, and lately you can catch me on lordsofgaming.net and YouTube under School's Tech Talk.
Thank you. And myself, Snaldo, SNALYDO. My schedule is going to be a little wacky this week because, me being crazy sick. But yeah, I'll still be around. Check out my Twitter, Discord, all that fun stuff. I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. I greatly appreciate, coming in that chat, seeing it, moving, makes me feel good. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it. We'll have the episode up Wednesday morning. So when you wake up from your sleep, you'll have it ready on all the different type of podcast stuff. On your iTunes, on your Google Play, on your Google Podcasts, on your Spotify, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions for anybody when we end up having these, you can email us at roundtablestreamteam@gmail.com. Our Twitter is Tablestream. We end up always posting information there about our guests that are coming up, when our podcast is live, and things like that. And I would like to thank lordsofgaming.net and also the Iron Lords podcast, for helping us put this out on their channel. The Iron Lords podcast is on Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Check out lordsofgaming.net. They have a lot of big articles. We have some big things happening in the background. I'm actually not allowed to talk about it yet. They actually told us I can't talk about it. So, but you're going to see some amazing stuff happening on there very, very shortly. And thank you very much again, everybody. And remember, everybody, dream big and keep on gaming. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.